Good idea. Salute, salute. Hey, look, we finally got brother in the cut, out the cut. Hey, y'all know what it is, man. We got to get that praise to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And we got to go in for a minute. One time, you know what I'm saying? And trolls, only God and your mama can love you. All right, as y'all can see, I got something here I want y'all to see. Cause sometimes seeing is believing. So we gonna have some talking points we gonna be discussing today. And brother in the cut, I wanted to get your opinion on this, because you bring up some very great talking points, and I knew that America wouldn't believe me. They always think I'm making stuff up, man. So I figured out a way to show America and to show you my talking points. All right, until I really figure this technology thing out, we gonna improvise. So this is Fox News Channel, Gutfeld. I love me some Gutfeld, my man, funny. But you know how I've been under smoke because I've been telling everybody, hey man, these illegals don't need to be here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all come on in the building, man. Come on in the building. But I've been telling everybody, hey man, we don't need these illegals here. Oh, everybody got a right to work and they're escaping bad situations and conditions in their home countries. And okay, but what good is that doing us? You know what I mean? So now watch this. Watch this now. Watch this. Watch this. Watch what they doing in Mexico. Watch what they doing in Mexico. Watch this. Watch this.
Viva la Mexico.
You will not get a hello if you move to Mexico. Our video of the day comes to us from Mexico City, where rioters looted businesses and harassed tourists in protests of Westerners immigrating to their country and driving up prices.
No, for real? What?
Let's just roll the tape.
What?
El día de hoy estamos luchando contra la gentrificación, es decir, gente que viene de otros países, en su mayoría extranjeros, a querer imponer su cultura, sus precios y desplazar a los mexicanos, a los nativos de estas tierras.
La gentrificación solo es un paso más a la colonización.
They are attacking American businesses in Mexico and deporting American immigrants, saying that we are driving up their cost of living. They talking about learn some Spanish and spend pesos. They saying go home, Gringos. That's what they saying. Go home, Gringo. Why?
So wait, these agitators are sick of foreigners coming, taking advantage of their system, and refusing to assimilate? The irony levels are off the charts.
Really?
Mexicans complaining that our water gave them diarrhea. Ken, I'm always happy when the poop joke actually has some kind of meaning to it.
Holy cow.
Kind of like
right.
Ridiculous, off the cuff poop joke. That had real substance.
Now,
You're happy that I'm happy for it.
Thank you.
To everyone who says, oh, they should have their right to come over here and make a way for their family, blah, blah. Now, what do y'all Americans think? Now that they're kicking us out and saying the same thing about us. They're even going as far as saying gentrification. They're going as far as talking about gentrification, my man.
Trump need to hog tie each and every one of them and put them on a plane with the next immigrant shipment.
And this is why I say in birthright citizenship too. Like, that is crazy. So now you are attacking Americans and American businesses inside of Mexico City. Tijuana is protesting the same thing because it's the last stop between the U.S. and Mexico border. So there's millions, flooding into Tijuana trying to get across the border. But this has been our gripe here in America as Americans with them, like border hopping. So now they're going to say the same thing.
I mean, and then I don't understand why you're sitting there yelling, spend pesos when all your family members over here sending American money over there.
Mm-hmm.
It may translate turn into pesos, but you still spending it.
But see, here's the thing. They're coming over here for better jobs, but the cost of living over here is more expensive. but they're sending that money back home. Now,
Exactly.
Americans are moving to Mexico City because the cost of living is cheaper.
And they can take that money and go over there and start businesses.
But see, here's the kicker. They're smart. They're working remote jobs and they still have American bosses. Their jobs are still paying them out of the US $20+ per hour.
Mm-hmm.
So while the Americans are moving down to Mexico City, they're not taking jobs in Mexico City. They still have their jobs in America, but yet they reside in Mexico and they're doing it remotely from their computer.
Still, as the old people used to say, what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
I feel the same way.
I mean,
I feel the same way. This is hypocritical, man. It's a contradiction and it's hypocritical.
I got an idea.
What's that?
Since they want to come to America, and all those black folks go to Mexico, and I bet you within a few years we'll have the economy up. Just keep the prices at the same. I'm quite sure we can do great over there.
I have an idea.
We'll make Mexico great again.
Hey, I got an idea too. Since everyone claimed that they are hard workers and our ancestors are the ones that built America, it wasn't even America before our ancestors built it. Okay. I say everyone who's in favor of these immigrants being over here, I say they take their butts to Mexico City and protest with them immigrants. Go over there and protest. Protest in Mexico City with the American flag because Mexicans are kicking Americans, that they want the gringos out. Go over there and protest and see what happens.
Oh, wait a minute. They can't.
Why not?
Those white people can't fight. The Mexicans can fight.
Oh. I'm just saying, like, why don't they go over there? They want to protest. They want to protest and help the illegals. I mean, go over to Mexico City and protest because now they're kicking Americans out. They are kicking Americans out.
It's just the ignorancy, man. You have a country over here that, to be honest with you, you're not helping thrive by getting these jobs. And apparently, they're beating the Spanish people out of their money. It's just a crook world over here.
It really is. It really is.
Okay.
What do you make of this ironic event?
I feel like it wasn't that long ago that we did see who some of these people were. It's the hipster class. It's the white hipsters with the laptops, with the remote jobs. We're like, it's so cheap here. I'm moving here. And I am wondering how they are handling it. Because a lot of them are probably like, well, they don't need me, right?
Yeah.
They're probably like, no, when I go to the coffee shop, I say, hola.
I'm sure they love it when you walk in and you go, oh, things are so cheap in this country.
Yeah. You're probably walking around, hola.
Gringo, go home.
Hola. Donde Farmacia?
Where's your pharmacy?
Viagra.
I bet some of them are probably will be protesting with them at some point. Oh, exactly. Anything but leaving.
Yes.
They're going to be picking up a sign. Yes, Lo siento.
You know, Loftus, I bet you've thought about this because if you move to Mexico, you could probably get a huge cardboard box for the price of a small one here.
Yeah,
The looks.
yeah. You could get like a 3 refrigerator down there.
Yeah.
It's like nothing.
Yes.
It's great. I love this. I celebrate the people of Mexico protesting this. This is fantastic. These white Americans going down there and taking the jobs that they don't want.
Hey, I love this. Hey, I love this show because they give it right back to them. Oh, they over here. Why are y'all complaining? No Americans want those jobs. They're just taking the jobs that Americans don't want. Why are y'all complaining? Americans are down there taking the jobs y'all don't want. You know what I'm saying?
That's me.
So I love it, man. I love it.
White people in Mexico, who's going to complain about the service at Starbucks? Who's going to bitch about the BMWs and all of that wonderful stuff? It is kind of a colonization, and maybe it's just the affluent whites. Maybe we should send like a lower people on the socio-economic totem pole, like Los Angeles, they have a homeless problem, you know? Send them down there. We should have ambassadors all over the globe.
I'm
taking over Mexico.
The next day you wake up in Iraq.
Yes.
We're gonna deport you quick.
And you're not missing a kidney. We give you an extra. 3 kidneys. Charles, it would be funny. It just made me think that, like, let's say you go to Mexico and you walk into a Starbucks and it's all like skinny white beta males, like going, "Oh, may I help you? My name's Tad."
I can envision though, like the old stereotype, the ugly American.
Yeah.
Like all of these protesters screaming and you say, "Speak English! Speak English! I don't know what the hell you just said. Speak English!" I can do that happening too. So listen, price is going up. Okay, I mean I don't know. It doesn't feel real. It feels like a few people were paid to just go out there and make a few bucks. It's so vital for their economy to get this kind of money, and where they're going, it's like it's not the heartland. It's like not the rural area where
Isn't
really-
it the tourists? Their number one kind of.
Oh sure, yeah, that and the cartels, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's nobody protesting the cartels, right?
Oh, they know not.
That is a good point. You don't want to lose your head, so to speak.
Oh, God.
Okay, now we've covered this. I want to get into something else here. We're gonna go over to the Emancipation Media. Shout out to Denitra K and Philip Scott. You know what I mean? But it's funny because we were being attacked, and now everyone wants unity.
benefits and much, much more.
So I want to bring something else to your attention.
Join our team. We only service Manatee County.
It's always a commercial or two.
All walk in or visit our website today.
And they just told me you can skip it.
We're looking for a house closer to everything.
Let me
We'll
skip.
start.
All right, here we go.
Getting attacked by the Caribbeans. We get it.
Here we go.
Now everybody wants to spin the block on some unity. Case in point, our brother's going to point this out. Check it out.
Black Americans. Have y'all noticed something? How we getting attacked by all these immigrant groups here in America? We getting attacked by the Mexicans. We getting attacked by the Africans. We getting attacked by the Caribbeans. We getting attacked by the Venezuelans. We getting attacked by all these, and even the Indians now coming at us sideways. Now that's crazy.
Oh yeah, them Indians, boy.
Sideways.
Them Indians, boy.
But what's funny, we tried to be allied to these people for decades on this land. For decades on this land. Now, we've been trying to tell them, like, listen, y'all trying to get close to whiteness. Them people don't like y'all. They gonna turn on y'all. Oh, shut up. You don't know no better. You work hard. You don't work hard. We work hard. They want us because we work hard. Now they getting a wake-up call. And guess what they doing? They running to Black Americans for help. Hey, I thought we was brothers. What about the Black and brown community? Hey, brother, me and you are African. Me and you are African. You my brother. You supposed to stand with us. That's what they doing now. It's a reason why them Africans keep telling us lately that we African. And the reason why they saying that because they want to crowbar their way into Black American society so they can be protected. No. At the beginning, y'all say we ain't African. Y'all say we ain't have no culture. Y'all say all these disparaging things. Not Trump getting some act right. Trump sending y'all back. Even the Haitians was very disrespectful to us on this app.
You see,
Which is true. Which
All-Star,
is true.
I mean,
Mother,
Which is true.
and
that man brother ain't lying at all.
So you want to chop it up about anything he said, or you want to hear some more? Or?
He pretty much telling the truth. So now you need help from the only ones that ain't going nowhere.
Right, and we're the only ones who get attacked from every single culture.
And every single culture don't want us nowhere around them.
Everybody dislikes Black, Mexicans, Indians. You know, you got white supremacists. Italians don't like. I mean, come on, man. You know, there's so many people who don't like Black, but yet depend on Black.
When times get, it's time to ride. They need soldiers. You know, that's been how it has been in history, though.
And that's why we fought in every single war.
Tuskegee Airmen.
Right.
Every time you turn around, if there's a war where somebody's losing, recruit the Black men. if there's a protest or something, somebody's losing. The black people. Come on, man. Stop that, man.
You know, you need an invention. You need to patent something. Steal it from a black man. You know, they're like, it's this is, and at the same time, they whitewash history. They're quick to say, well, if you don't like it, go back where you come from. We were here before you. Maybe you need to go back to where you come from, Westerner.
Exactly.
You know, we were here before you, and all this started in the 15th century. We were already indigenous people.
And as a matter of fact, it's a lot of y'all countries having a population decline. Exactly. Go home.
They're quick to tell somebody else to go
home.
Go home. You go home. You're not from here. You are the European. You know what I'm saying? Even the Constitution does speak about, bro, it's the United States Supreme Court does spoke on it. The Constitution speaks on it. You know what I'm saying? Of us, African Americans and Black Indians, like the Black Seminoles and stuff like that, being the very first Aboriginal people here, indigenous people here. Even before the first slave ship, before the first settler, for the first pioneer, anything black was here. Way down in Mexico too.
Yeah.
Way down in Mexico too. You know, black was already here.
And I don't know what Mexicans are arguing about anyway. We've already helped the freedom once without any help from them.
And they do not like us, bro. Name one thing. Now, at one point, they did open up the state of Mexico for slaves, okay, to escape. But there was more to it. Those slaves were also helping to fight for Mexico against the Spaniards so that they can get their independence. You see what I'm saying? So it wasn't without, it was a scratch my back, scratch yours type thing.
That's exactly what I meant.
Scratch my back, scratch yours type thing.
We already helped for their freedom.
Right. But just the mere fact that they can call for help for us, but we just saw Mexican OT using an N-word and, you know, acting like, oh, what are you going to do about it? And I mean, the disrespect rendered, but now you need help. You know, we're supposed to be the lowest of the low, but now you need help.
The laziest of the laziest.
You don't want to level the economic playing field with reparations, and we're the only ones to ever not receive reparations. Even the farmers who own, even the slave masters who owned the slaves received reparations for the crops and stuff that were lost when they abolished slavery. But yet, them 40 acres and the mules never found, you know what I'm saying, us, our ancestors, no one else. But yet they continue to want to exploit us for these low-end labor type jobs, bro. It's a shame that they're doing it to illegal immigrants because you're not helping those illegals. $11 an hour to work in that hot sun.
And then, but that's one we've seen to where they're not even paying them. Working on people all week for $200 a week.
That's almost similar to slavery, my dude.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm in favor of mass deportation because you're exploiting. You're exploiting illegal aliens. You're exploiting the fact that they're working for low wages. You know they come from a poor city. They're scared to return home due to cartels. They have big families. You know what I mean? So how are they surviving making pennies on a dollar? How are you helping them? Actually, you're helping yourself because your pockets are getting fatter.
Yeah. But not all, but the majority of white Americans has been like that.
Colonization.
Yeah.
Century. Colonization. That's why I don't understand how they can fix their mouth to say if you don't like it, leave. History proves you got here through colonization. You colonized almost every continent on the face of the earth. You see what I'm saying? Colonization.
Soon as they got their hands on gunpowder
and feel like they belong somewhere and quick to tell you go back where you come from. We was already here.
Yeah.
That's that privilege. And now these illegal immigrants operate off the same privilege. You want to be here illegally. You have people fighting for you to be here illegally. But if I drive with no license illegally, what happens to me?
You're going to jail.
If I sell drugs illegally, what happens?
Oh, you're going to jail.
You see what I'm saying? But you want to illegally be able to come over here, not be punished, prosecuted, sought out, sent back, deported, whatever, and make it make sense. So if we go hit a bank right now, we can keep the money.
No, we're gonna be singing that song. That's the sound of the man working on the.
But wait, no, they can come over here and cross the border illegally, and have like 20 kids, and now their kids are you know what I'm saying, naturalized, they're citizens, and now they're getting in the doggone they're getting into the judicial system. They're becoming mayors, and they're becoming like they're touching every point of law, bro.
Mm-hmm.
The executive branch, legislature branch, judicial branch, they're in it, and they're fighting for their parents, these illegal aliens.
And the only thing that differs between them and Black America is when they get in those offices, they make sure their cousins, and all them get in office too, or get that best job, or get, you know what I'm saying? They're used to making hostile takeover. They're used to taking over.
And what makes Americans that support this just seem so asinine to me, bro, is no matter if you're Black or white, you know what I'm saying? If you're an American and these immigrants come over here, these illegals, and they opened up jobs, you know what I'm saying? They're not hiring us.
No,
They're hiring the rest of their family, the rest of their people. You know what I mean? They wouldn't take a first or second or third look at a white or Black American, but yet you're supporting this.
And the government doesn't even push for that. Let you get a job. In white America, or somebody go to reporting that you're not hiring.
Mm-hmm. So if I was a subcontractor and my whole crew was Black, that would be a problem.
Oh yeah,
that would be a problem.
You'd be reporting more times than you get jobs.
But yet these white subcontractors, they're looking diverse because they're going and hiring a whole illegal crew, Spanish crew. Oh, look, I'm diverse. I'm helping their cause. No, you're not. You're helping your cause. You're helping your cause. Because most of them are here illegal, using other people's social security numbers and everything. Let's get back into this a little bit more, because I know Philip Scott gonna give us something. He's gonna give us some juice.
When people was telling you, us in particular, saying, hey, let's unify, let's be on some Pan-Africanism, right? A lot of people didn't want to do that. You saying that I'm not Black, I'm Nigerian. I'm not Black, I'm this. I'm not Black, I'm Dominican. Everybody's saying they're not Black, but all of a sudden, when Trump doing what he's doing, everybody's Black. Everybody is saying, hey, let's be on some Pan-Africanism. Everybody's saying, let's be on some unity. Man, we Black, forget that. You know, yeah, I may be from Dominican Republic, I may be from Ghana, but hey, we all Black at the end of the day, brother. We all brothers. We all sisters. Man, put that division away. Put that aside, man. Stop. We can't be divisive. We got to work together. Because look, these racists are attacking us. And that point is true. Racists have been attacking you the whole time you've been here. But now you get to see America in its raw form. You get to see the final boss of America. That's what y'all see now. Y'all seeing the final boss. See, for a long time, we kept y'all away from the final boss. Y'all been kind of shielded from the final boss. But now y'all come to the final boss in America, and now y'all sitting up here saying, whoa, where's the FBA's at? We need them. Hey, y'all are brothers. Hey, you know, what's up? What's going on? And there are some Black people. Look, they're not going to tell you this because they got pride. There are some Black people that was very hurt by you rejecting Black Americans want to be unified with you. Because listen, we've heard so many different stories. We see, hey, man, that's an African brother. Oh, man, I want to go talk to him. I want to go talk to her. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's a Caribbean brother, a sister. Hey, I want to go talk to him. Man, we need to bring them into the fold.
I know it's something else I want to touch on real quick. This is kind of off topic, but still in the same remnants of. Man, did you hear about these ICE agents going to New York? Maybe late last week. And they were going after Haitians. Man. No, man, did you hear about what the Haitians did? Boy, I
think you told me something about it.
They whooped them good, man. They put feet and hands and whatever they could find on those ICE agents. Meanwhile, you got Mexicans running. Oh my God, like the little lady we saw doing here. You know what I'm saying? Them Haitians ain't running, but them Haitians fighting.
Yep.
Them Haitians always been fighters, boy. So they got to they got to come up with another method of operation around the Haitians.
What the Haitians got to understand is they're Black, and they'll start unaliving them eventually.
We'll see. They didn't unalive the Browns, so I'm hoping they don't unalive the Haitians.
Brown and black is two different things.
Yeah, we see that. We definitely see that. That is evident.
They better cool their head and come up with a better tactic.
That is
my opinion.
So now we know that Haitians, Nigerians, and let me say that, you know, I'm half Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I had people come over here as illegal immigrants too. You know what I'm saying? 2-3 generations ago. You know what I mean? But we got ours right. With that being said, so this kind of affects me too, but I see the sense of what they're talking about. And if you're gonna give me a free trip to Lola Nassau, I'm going. Yep, my family originated from Lola Nassau, which is the capital of the Caribbean. That's on my dad's side.
But you say, yeah, nigga.
I'm going. I'm going. Like I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I'm out. For real, I'm out. Just let me come during hurricane season, please. That's all I'm saying.
I'm for real. You want to send me? Just listen. Just give me a week to collect all my finances, because for the chances of the little bit I got quadrupling or running up to 15 times, and I'm on that train. Let ride. Let ride.
I wouldn't mind. But yet, on my mom's side, you know, we actually had slaves on both sides. But on my mom's side, we're indigenous. You know what I'm saying? On my grandmother's side, we're indigenous. On my great-grandmother's side, we're indigenous. On my great-great-grandmother's side, we're indigenous. Plus, they were slaves and plantation workers. And so it affects me both ways. You see what I'm saying? It affects me both ways. But my thing is, the reason I started calling all these different specific islanders out is because they will tell us that African Americans, I don't like that term, but I'm just using it verbatim right now. Third party, they will say that Black Americans are lazy, Black Americans are spoiled, Black Americans are soft. They don't deal with us. The Haitians don't like us, the Jamaicans don't like us, the Nigerians don't like us.
Bahamians don't like us.
You see what I'm saying? But now that there's deportation going on and you're an illegal immigrant, now you want to fit in with the black folk. Huh?
Now you need help now.
Now, if you remember, I was telling the story when America said that blacks sold blacks into slavery. And I was like, that's like saying that Germans sold Italians into slavery, but they all look white. And you can say white sold whites into slavery. Now you see what's going on? They want to round up black people like that ship landed on the coast of Africa, wanting to round up some slaves, seeing some Africans. Hey, it's some people look just like y'all that we done chased from this continent over here, and they came over here. Do y'all know where they at? They're black too. Oh, they're black. They're not us.
We'll pay you if you can help us round them up.
Right, those Israelites and everything else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We'll round them up for you. We'll round them up for you. Now look, they want to fit in and be black, and now here we are pointing the finger saying, no, y'all black, but y'all ain't us. Here they go, ICE, y'all can get them.
Yeah.
Here you go, ICE, y'all can get them. The same way that those African tribes were tricked and colonized, you know what I'm saying, into basically selling other black people into slavery. It doesn't mean they were Africans. They were just other black people.
Other black people.
Are not Haitians other black people? Are not Jamaicans, Caribbeans, Bahamians other black people?
Black people.
See how they whitewash history? So this can still be said that black people snitched on black people doing mass deportation. But truth is, black Americans are self-identifying as black Americans, and Haitians and everybody else want to identify as Americans.
I beg to differ, because we're not snitching on them. We're just backing up.
Oh, they think that we could be deported. They thought we were immigrants. They thought they was getting rid of us.
Listen, potato.
How you gonna get rid of us and enjoy the nation that we built? How that work? How you gonna get rid of us and then enjoy the nation, the blood, sweat, and tears that our ancestors fought for?
You didn't even want us nowhere near what you built or was supposed to be built or had.
We are written into the Constitution. Can't too many other people say that. As far as race and culture, can't too many other ethnic groups say that.
Exactly.
We're written in the Constitution. We're protected. We in the law of the land, baby. We in the law of the land. But Mexico now are saying that Americans need to exit Mexico City, places like Tijuana, stuff like this, because they are staying past their 180-day visas. they're not getting Mexican jobs to help the economy. They're coming over there with American remote jobs that they're doing on their laptops and just enjoying a cheaper way of living, a cheaper cost because rent here is high. They're saying that. Can you believe that they're saying that they need to speak Spanish?
That's the part I love. That's the part.
They are telling Americans that they need to learn how to speak Spanish. But if you tell a Spanish person right here, hey man, this is America, you need to speak in English. Oh, they get mad. Oh, you need to calm down, but Gringo. Hey, no. But now Americans in Mexico need to speak Spanish? When y'all came here and argued that Spanish was almost like the dominant language here in America.
Yeah.
They made it seem like if you weren't bilingual or you couldn't speak Spanish, you couldn't get a job right here in America.
Look at the bright side. I bet y'all don't start speaking English now because they got to try to fool ICE.
Mm-hmm. The only word they know is no. No. You be asking, do you want a job? They looking for employment. Do you want a job? No. Why are you? You want a job? No.
What's that app that teach you how to speak different languages? I bet all of them got Rosetta Stone on their phone.
They sleeping at night with their headphones on, trying to memorize as many English words as they can, trying to hide their accent.
And the proper way to say them.
And we're not even gonna get on the Cubans, dog. What? Them
some mean little SOBs too, bro.
Yeah, boy.
Them mean little SOBs.
Everybody hate black, bro. Everybody hate black, but yet we the trendsetters. We bro, what is this country without black?
Everything they do, everything they around, all that.
The way you dress, the way
country.
you come, right.
Just all of that.
Come on, man. Where are you? Salute to everyone that's saying, everyone. If you don't mind, hit that like button, drop your name, drop your area code, the state you represent, you know what I mean? Welcome in, everybody. But I figure that it's crazy that when we said we wanted them out, you had Americans fighting to keep them in. Now you have Americans down here in Mexico City. Where's those Americans here that was fighting to keep them in because they need to go to Mexico City, wave their flags in Mexico, see how much Mexico appreciates that, and go down there and join that protest because now they are kicking Americans out of Mexico City.
And be honest with you, y'all better go get your family members because give people some violent folks, man.
You see what they're doing in LA.
What?
You see what they're doing in LA. Like LA, you might as well just chop LA off and give it to them because it's if they
that's a done dollar.
If they once owned Mexico for 27 years, well, they darn sure own it again right now because they said at least about 3 million of them.
That's a done dollar.
They said about 3 million of them alone in California.
They say 200,000 of them have been deported, and 1 million of them are not showing up for work. Can you imagine how many is over here?
They don't know. And I mean, if you count them people who dropped them anchors and then abort ship, you know what I'm saying? If you count the ones who dropped them anchors and then abort ship, man, it's about 20 million of them. But everyone uses this for a hustle in the United States. You can come here, have kids. As long as you drop your kids off, they can get into legislature after 21 years. You know what I mean? And they can now fight and infiltrate our system to pass laws to get illegals here legally. Because these illegals are their parents.
Apparently not
anymore. These illegals are their parents. Bro, that's like planting a weed tree out in the rainforest and thinking you the only one know where this weed tree at. And you gonna go back and when you get back over us and nobody knows, it's gonna be bud everywhere. You gonna come up. You know what I'm saying? You gonna come up. But by the time you get there, you see what I'm saying?
It's all sticks and stems.
That's what I'm saying. Because everybody done explored it. Everybody's on the same thing you was on. You just didn't know it.
Well, hopefully that's over with.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's crazy, and everybody does it, bro. Everybody come here and
know,
drop babies off, bro.
You know, we came up at the same time. I remember back in the days, the Lord's one of us had a good job, some money in their pocket.
But now you can't, and you can't go to them looking for a job.
Cause they don't argue.
They own plazas worth of jobs, landscaping, movers, everything, contractors. Yeah, they doing everything. They in restaurants.
You see, the Acapulco got pharmacies now.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm not gonna go spend no money with them, bro. Because if we had any business or any store in their community, they ain't come to spend money with us. Asians don't like us. Koreans don't like us. Mexicans don't like us. Indians don't like us. Arabs don't like us. Now, every goddamn business in our community is owned by everybody I just named. And we got to go there and break our bread with them. Oh, no. I'll go to the comment store where it's black owned.
Even though I hate to say it, but in their defense, we don't like us. We don't spend money with us.
That's true, but we don't own those businesses either. No. Because if I own the businesses, I would like your money, brother.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
But we're also the reason we don't own those businesses.
No, we're not. We can't get those loans. We were just talking about 7-Eleven today. Yeah, look what 7-Eleven is doing. Now they're getting these loans.
I feel you, but you gotta get credit where credit is due, bro. We'll go spend $3 for a chicken wing instead of going over here to one of our black-owned things and spend $1 for a chicken wing.
Because we are diverse people.
Yeah, we got to get up out of that.
We need to start supporting each other more because every other ethnic group is teaching us that they stick together. Exactly. They rally.
Exactly what I was finna say. If this ain't taught us anything, it needs to teach us to stick together and stay together.
At all times, at all costs, for real. Now, do we say that as a Pan-African type thing, or do we say stick together if you're just Black Americans?
It's always been Black Americans by ourselves anyway. I mean, we need to first start rebuilding within us before we can worry about rebuilding with anybody else. We already know where that's going to go.
Yeah, we already know.
Take what we got, help each other come up. You know what I mean?
Now, I will agree with you now that come up is hard in our community because you can have 20 Mexicans living under the same roof and they can make it. They're going to have the big, nice trucks, cars everywhere. Eventually, they're going to branch out, have their own. Haitians do this. White people can do it. Asians can do it. Indians can do it. Black people cannot do that.
And that's why we're so easily persecuted. Mm-hmm. So, like I say, a lot of our downfall starts with us. It's sad, but it starts with us. We're not defending and protecting each other. We're not helping each other.
Where did we learn that behavior from? That's the only reason I can't fully blame us. Because we were like Mexicans are complaining about families being separated, and it's not. We were separated. We were sold. We were relocated. Where did we learn this divisive behavior from?
But you gotta understand, bro. We've been singing the same song for decades.
That's true, but where did we get the behavior from? It is true.
It doesn't matter where we get the behavior from.
It's just time to do something.
If you keep stumping your toe, you gonna keep walking into the same tree stump?
Not at all. Not at all.
I'm gonna step over it, or I'm gonna walk the long way around that tree, and that's what we need to do as a whole. Mm-hmm. You know,
I agree.
I
definitely agree.
Learning from mistakes is good, but it's best to learn from other people's mistakes. Why can't we learn from our ancestors' mistakes?
It's like everyone tries to bully blacks, ridicule blacks, polarize blacks. You know what I'm saying?
They don't do that to the other cultures because the other cultures stick together.
Because they have a country backing them. We are the only black people who don't have a continent or a country backing us.
They don't have that in America. Harder.
That's what I'm saying. We're the only ones. That's what I mean.
You know what I'm saying? They don't have that in America. Their countries over here in America has nothing to do with America. Their countries can beat us if they try.
But if Nigeria, if you have Nigerians over here and America does something bad to these Nigerians, now you got to worry about not only Nigeria, you got to worry about every other, you know what I'm saying, province. I don't want to say state within because it's a continent. You know what I'm saying? You got to worry about all these other places inside the continent of Africa that's going to rally.
In that same token, it's like excuse my French, pissant biting a lion. What can their countries do? You're talking about
But what can a whole
superpower.
continent do? Now, you don't want to anger Africa. You don't want to anger Africa because Africa is where those resources come. Obama spent a lot of his time, you know what I'm saying, trying to lift a lot of those tariffs, embargoes, and everything off of Africa to give the United States a way back in to do business, trade, and you know what I'm saying, bargains with Africa again.
It's still, even at that same token, that don't mean they can come over here and do what they want to do because we're worried about those embargoes. America is the only, we have every resource. We just got those tree huggers saying we can't get to them.
Black Americans don't have a country or a continent backing them. Nigerians do.
Listen, Nigerians do, but that doesn't mean America can't kick your ass out and do what they got to do in their country. They have they have nothing. All we have over here is tree huggers saying, "Oh, you can't pump oil out the sea. Oh, we're not going to dig up those trees." We have every resource that we're getting from these other countries.
I'm gonna bring something to your attention. You know how they're always protecting Israel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like you better not go to war with Israel, and whoever goes to war with Israel is automatically in the wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard of them going to war with Africa anytime recently?
We haven't had to worry about it because Britain, our ally Britain is over there.
Since colonization days, when have anyone, I mean, we know what's going on in South Africa right now, but no one's messing with the tribal part of Africa. You know what I'm saying?
That's because Britain runs that. Britain is one major ally. So why would we go over there?
They know not to touch Africa. Africa can't be touched either. It's protected. Where those hurricanes spawn from every year? Right off the coast of Africa.
Listen, now we're talking about Mother Nature. I'm just saying
it's protected.
As far on the scale of war-wise, America just says, you know, Britain got over there, Britain into the diamonds, Britain is our major ally, so we're not going to go over there bothering them. Nobody else is going to bother Britain because of the allies. They're allies with us.
But do you think that America protects Africa? That they're in an alliance with Africa and an ally? Or do you think they are allies with Great Britain, who is now part of, you see what I'm saying?
They're allies with Great Britain. They ain't got nothing to do with Africa.
I get it. Obama went in and did some work. He did, but
because
he's got a half brother in Kenya. Africa.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's other side ways, but Obama the first one to go over there and want to do something with allies with Africa. America never have made a thing over there to where we need this from Africa. They didn't give a care about Africa.
I'm not sure Africa don't give a care about.
No, they don't. That's what I'm saying. So it's like we have every natural resource. We have every natural resource.
But we're not as rich in resources as the continent of Africa.
No, we're not. But we have enough to take care of us if we get the rest of them out.
We are still buying power from Canada to power at least 13 of our states here in the United States.
Again, that's because we have tree huggers that's going to get up, go to court, stand up and protest, saying, no, you can't do this. No, you can't kill the whales. Stop stepping on ant beds. And America cares what they say.
So if America actually put America first,
we could survive.
We can thrive.
Look, just here in Florida, we can grow and produce almost anything.
Which is true. But everything is regulated now and controlled. And,
yeah. But see, that's what makes us at a greater place, though, because it's regulated. We won't over outsource. But when we're letting all these immigrants and stuff come in, we're over outsourcing.
Why let a group of people come in who don't care to do things the legal way and who's not going to hire Americans? How do you have a little Mexico, a little Cuba, a little Haiti? You know what I'm saying? How do you have like a little Trinidad? How do you have like a little, you know what I'm saying? How? In America, how, bro?
I don't understand it.
How? That's what I want to know. How?
And what I don't understand is you bring these people over here and you're wondering about the crime rate. Look at how they live in their country. That's all they know. So they're not coming. You can't expect them to come over here and not do the killing, the beating, the robbing. That's all they know in their country.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're from a country like the Latinos.
Like the Venezuelans.
You come from a country to where you can commit a murder and have enough money in your pocket to pay the police, and you walk past and keep going. That's all they know. In their defense, which I hate to say this, but that's all they know. So when they come over here, they're going to convert back to their old ways.
They're going into survival mode. They don't know anybody. They're in foreign territory. You know what I mean?
It's kill or be killed
right.
at all times over there. So when they come over here,
why do we feel
that's
sorry?
all they know.
Why should we feel sorry? If they're such hard workers, like people say, and like Red Supreme say, why can't you go back home if you're such a hard worker and work just as hard rebuilding your own country and government?
Exactly.
You came over here, it was already set up for you. Our ancestors did that. Where are you hard workers at? Our ancestors are hard workers, not you guys. You guys are dummies because you exploit people, allowing you to work for pennies on the dollar. Mm-hmm. And you have some of the, no one reproduces at a rate of a black person besides a Mexican, bro. They are right behind us.
Exactly.
As far as reproduction rate, they're right behind black people. It's black, then Mexican. Black, then Mexican. Yep. You know what I mean? So crazy. How are you okay with working for $11 an hour and you got 11 people standing under your roof? You know what I mean? In a 1-bedroom apartment. How does that work?
That makes it easy to work for $11 an hour.
All 11 people work for $11 an hour?
Yeah, you gotta look at it. You're splitting all the bills.
At $11 an hour?
Guaranteed that by the time you split all the bills, you got at least a paycheck.
This apartment right here is over $2,000 a month.
Uh-huh.
And have you saw rent? You know what I'm saying? Like there is no way that I'm gonna put myself through that $11 an hour in that hot sun and those others.
Girl, look at it. If 11 people live up under the roof at $11 an hour, rent's $2,000.
Imagine what the lights and the water is gonna be because all 11 people got to wash their butt, want to eat, cook.
You're looking at listen. You're looking at about $225 a person. You got the rest of your check.
That's right. They're probably not getting taxes taken out.
Not to mention they're getting about $800-900 a piece food stamps.
And how does that work? You know what I'm saying? We can't even get that, and we're Americans, man. I think I would probably end on that note. That made me sick to my stomach, man. But you know, we'll be back to chop it up again. You know, I always enjoy you. We finally got brother in the cut, out the cut. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up, man. And I'll work on the settings, y'all. I know this is a trial run. I know it's been a little bright. I'll work on the settings, damn it. You know what I'm saying? You got to put it all in the comment box. I know. I saw it myself. I got eyes, y'all. Just trying stuff. I wanted y'all to at least, if you couldn't see it, to at least hear it. To know that we weren't making this stuff up. And let me also say this. I love everyone. It's all about content and character. It's not about race. It's not about your ethnic group. It's not about your culture. You see what I'm saying? It's about just simply being human. Simply being human. For loving people for who they are, spirit-wise. Content of character, y'all. You know what I mean? Content and character, but we are going to drop those facts on here. And at times it will ruffle feathers, but the truth hurts. You know what I mean? We learn from it. With that being said, brother, give us a good final word, man. Come on, sir. Give us something. Hey, I got my camera on now. I catch it. You always say something.
Keep your head up. Stay fast. Stay real.
I guess that's what it is then. Y'all heard brother in the cut who's finally out the cut. Yeah. And with that being said, y'all, get your one-on-one. Get your one-on-one. Get your one-on-one with your higher power. There's only one God, man. And remember, we're all taking a different route to get to the same place as we're talking heaven, the afterlife. So stop judging people about their beliefs. All right? Listen, y'all stay prayed us, stay blessed us, stay meditate us, stay protected, stay real, stay conscious, stay uncut, be inspired, be great. And as long as you're not an illegal immigrant, I guess it's safe to be you. I say, ladies and gentlemen, I say.